You gonna do the intro, John?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's
Nope.
get into
No, we're
it.
not. No. We're not going to get into it. We're going to take it nice and slow. Everyone's going to comprehend what I'm saying because their
Give us
attention is
your
on
late
me.
night jazz
Oh,
DJ
late
voice.
night jazz, John, 109 FM. Um,
This is the
so
not so critical update, and
the
we've got
not so,
an interesting episode coming up from
I got a
DJ
nice track
Jaco
lined up.
Hizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the
You know,
jazz
actually,
channel.
funny enough, I used to join, me and Peter work together, and the meetings that me and Peter would have were really early for me. So I would join first thing in the morning. I hadn't talked, and I'd have a morning voice, and
It
I would
was
say,
amazing.
"Hey guys," and Peter's like, "Oh my god, John, you're like a late night
He is
DJ,
a
like
sexy
jazz."
Okay, but seriously, let's
Okay,
get into
sorry.
it.
Okay, wow. Oh, you really want to get into it. Talking about TikTok brain and the damage that short form social media has on today's not so critical update. Enjoy.
What
Oh, I was gonna say, did I submit this? I
did
don't
you submit
remember.
this? Maybe.
It might have been. I think I saw it and I was like, yes.
I know.
A
I'm
negative
excited.
setting on
I love
TikTok.
talking about TikTok. I think
You
I submitted
did,
this.
John. This was
John
the
submitted
single story the whole week that you
Yeah.
submitted. Well
I
done.
only submit important stories, and this was
Mhm.
important because any chance I get to shit on Mike plus
Oh,
TikTok
damn.
equals
Wait, hang on.
fun.
Are you saying that all the other four episodes we do each week are on unimportant things? Because
It ranges from I could care less to yes, unimportant. Just kidding. I
Alright.
do love all our topics, and I love talking about this show, and I love our subscribers,
yes,
especially the new ones.
please
So
subscribe.
go ahead and click that, and even like
Oh,
it if you really,
it's getting
really
old.
want to.
Yeah.
It's not getting old. We just gotta live this life of pandering for subscribers every day. Okay, back to the story. I skimmed this. So I don't know if there's any like super important parts, but basically, like, uh, excessive TikTok use could damage your child or adult child's brain. Mike, that
Oh,
was
social
you.
media is terrible for us.
Terrible.
There is no
Terrible.
question
Says
about that.
We've known this. The thing
The
is that
resident TikTok addict.
we know this. This has been like studied ever since I want to say Facebook really shown, like it brought to light the type of damage this could do to
Sorry,
your
John.
brain. So
This episode's already at 90 seconds. I've got to swipe to the next one. Sorry.
it specifically, the research I recall was about likes and the instant gratification of a post and what the kind of damage that does. One, because it could set a baseline for you of, I'm going to make a post of an unrealistic thing and I will get a bunch of likes and attention, and the damage that happens when you don't. And what they realized, that the dopamine surges in our brain were similar to that of cocaine addicts
Yeah.
right before doing cocaine, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm,
that
mhm.
is crazy. And I mean, no one gave a shit. We went on to Facebook and Twitter and all the different social medias that all implemented a like system. I honestly want to say that the only place that the like system is actually useful is YouTube. So go ahead and like.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Yes, if you want a quick dopamine hit while we're talking about this, by the way, there are
Yeah.
a couple of buttons down there which could
Just quick
provide
hits.
that
Couple of quick hits. Yeah.
just to keep you going. Yeah.
I think this is
So-
kind of the what the what am I trying to say? The documentary, The Social Dilemma, if I remember the title correctly. Like, this is essentially what it's about, that these platforms were
Wait.
specifically designed to create this addiction. And I think Peter
This
was like,
cycle,
oh no,
yeah.
it's all like politically motivated.
If
Wait, really?
you remember the title correctly, I seem to remember a period of time when you guys wouldn't shut up about that bloody show or
A movie?
or whatever it is.
Really?
Yeah, because it's,
I mean, it's a
you
good
have
movie.
scary as fuck.
It's a good movie. It also kind of shits on Mark. So I mean, that's an instant positive. So the problem is, I think, like growth hacking and what's the other method that they use in big, like, what's it called?
Outrage generation.
No, like the buttons, you know, like
Something demand. What's the word?
no. Anyway,
I don't know what you
my
guys are
point
trying to figure out.
is, it's only gotten worse. with short form content, because now we have all that stuff that we know about, right? Like instant gratification and the addictions that come with getting those types of endorphins or whatever, those types of dopamine rushes. And then you combine that with quick content that again does the same thing on the opposite end. As a user, you scroll, you get a 6-second, 15-second, 20-second video. It makes you happy. Then you scroll again. And then it makes you happy, and then it makes you scared, and then it makes you worried, and you become this fucking monster of a human who's just thinking about 30 things in the span time of 10 minutes instead of thinking about one thing
100%.
for 10 minutes. Oh my God, what type of damage does this do?
If I'll get my headphones so I don't wake my beautiful wife up, and I sit in bed scrolling TikTok, and like 3 hours just disappear into the ether.
Boom.
And it is so bad because you're just like video. If there's a video, I think 120 seconds is the limit or something, like 60 seconds, half a minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. If a video goes that long, it better be really good, or my little attention span can't even stick with it for that long.
Yeah, it's training your brain to expect it at a certain point. It is very much like drugs, but okay. I sort of have a problem with this particular article because it talks about TikTok brain. And I think TikTok is an egregious example of this kind of thing. But we've been headed towards this kind of shit since Tetris came out. Like Tetris and Tetris Dreams are all about getting that quick dopamine hit. Every time you get a block of things going down, you know, all the social games, Farmville and all those kind of things. I work for a social games distributor, and they're all designed to work off dopamine hits. And
Angry Birds.
It's like, all these games, like, and the thing is, I don't really like the article and the kind of clickbaitiness, but it says 2 years ago, the Science Times cited another study published in Nature Communications in 2019 that suggested that our collective attention span appeared to be narrowing due to how quickly people consumed content on social media. While the study did not explicitly talk about TikTok, the Science Times said it was a relevant study that suggests the app has genuinely affected people's brains. And I agree with that. I still would like to see the actual effects for like a long-term study. And I think probably the data might be there somewhere, but we all agree it's bad. But what exactly is it doing to us? How is it crippling our brains? How is it crippling our social and emotional intelligence? And what are the actual effects here? This is just kind of like, oh, TikTok's bad because, you know, it works like Coke, and which is, you know, dopamine hits. That's kind of it as far as I can tell.
The good news is we'll all find out together.
But the prolonged damage of that could be really terrible for humanity's humanity's collective development.
Yes. But here's the thing, right? When I first learned about the internet and I got to be an expert in Googling things back in like 1996 or whatever Google came out, I don't remember when the first search engine was. I think it was like web crawler was first. But I realized that I had stopped remembering things and just relied on a search engine to find out things for me. But I became very good at doing that and using the tools to be able to find the data I wanted. And it's kind of an acceptable substitute for me that there are that I have access to this vast store of information and I'm good at finding out the information rather than having a good memory for, you know, I'd be shit in a pub quiz. I'd be terrible at
but we know that memory training and memory testing is actually memory. What is it? Not comprehension.
This is ironic.
Memory retainment. That was really ironic. We know that the testing of memory retainment is archaic now because of the internet. We do not need to retain all the nitty-gritty details of a textbook. So testing how well you memorize something is actually fucking useless.
Until the power grid goes down, and then we're all fucked.
Well, unless you're me and you download the entirety of Wikipedia. Like, thanks.
To what?
There's
what?
Other bits that I would like to my NAS. There's other bits.
When the electricity's gone?
Yeah, it's called power backups.
All right, this will be doomsday preppers. My point is that I think there's a lot of elements to this kind of like negative impact that it has that we don't know about. So are we replacing these long-term focused abilities of our brain with something else? Are we becoming more adaptable to new situations and new things? Are we becoming more creative maybe? Do creative people have neurons that fire in a different way? The fact that as well as for a lot of people, as well as consuming this media, they're thinking about creating this, recreating it, copying it, and modifying it, and being, like they have a copy of Adobe Premiere in their pocket on their phone, basically.
Yeah. Right.
So, are there positive effects as well? What's the long-term impact?
I think
How is it changing society?
There's no question that it has expanded our capacity. Having access to new information to more information has allowed us to grow faster. We saw it during the, advent of the printing press, the industrial revolution, the technical revolution, the information revolution. All these things are expanding our capacity, expanding productivity, but also definitely making us more vulnerable.
Yeah.
I used to have a really good sense of direction. Now I go ride my bike, and if I don't have my GPS, I'm not making it home.
Right. But sacrificing certain things on the reliability of technology isn't a bad thing. Same thing, Mike. I used to, if I knew where the ocean was, I knew where I was, kind of thing, right? And like that is all I needed to be able to.
What happens when you're at the beach? Home. You just anyway. Sorry,
just zoned.
Stop swimming.
I'm actually just zoned. But like. Let's say, okay, to answer your question is, as long as I know where the coast is, then again, like it's the
serious question.
If you can't tell the difference between the dry land and the water, then
then we got some problems. Me swimming on sand. Anyway, so it is, I think,
no, hang on.
I mean, like, oh,
geez. If you know where you are, because you know that the ocean's in that direction. But if you're on the beach, how the fuck do you get back to where you were last time?
You still know what direction the ocean is.
Right. And if the ocean is always west,
let's do another episode.
I know where I am now.
Yeah,
right?
let's definitely do another episode about this.
We should really cover this. Anyway, so
what about on a flat Earth? Like, how do you know where the edge of the Earth is?
Let's not open it up. Let's not open that can. We're gonna
what can of worms? The Earth is flat. What do you mean?
Oh wow, Mike really just committed to that statement.
What?
I'm not touching that.
So I think it's okay to give up certain skills in life and rely on technology instead. Like Peter was saying, I started forgetting things, but I got really good at retrieving them instead with Google.
What were you saying?
And
but there definitely are risks.
There are, right? As soon as the internet goes down, or as soon as your phone doesn't have a GPS connection anymore, which is actually really cool that GPS is separate from the internet. I think that's very neat. Is like, yeah, okay, now you're in a bit of trouble. But we need to trust those systems just like you would trust your sense of direction, just like Peter would trust his memory. And to be honest, Google is probably going to be more accurate than Peter's memory. Right? If we take Peter at his prime and we take Google, like who's going to be right most of the time?
Which is right now, by the way, just for anybody who's watching.
Oh yeah, sure.
This is my prime right now.
100%. Yeah.
You've peaked. Is that what you meant?
Be sharper.
This is it.
He
all
couldn't
downhill
be sharper.
Oh, I'm peaking.
Couldn't even keep him.
I'm still peaking.
Couldn't even keep him in a shed. He's too sharp.
Hey, I like that.
Too sharp for the shed. So I just came up with it. Actually, it just came to me.
It's good
because I guess I'm also in my peak.
Well, hang on.
And I'm witty. Because he will forget. Damn, what a full circle.
I'm sorry.
That was good.
I'm sorry.
We're on fire. Anyway. Get in there. Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Come join us on Discord. I don't talk there, but I do look.
Discord is awesome.
Experience John's voyeurism firsthand.
We have super interesting conversations in Discord. And in fact, one just inspired our conversation that we're going to have on tomorrow's episode, a topic brought up by I Am PyTest, who's a very active member on our Discord server. You should come and join us so we can continue those conversations.
Yeah.